Hey everyone, welcome back to new Kevin's Kreations here at Geektopia Island. I'm your host Kevin.
And I'm Cardwell.
And today we're actually going to go over the deck that a lot of people got, we got a lot of requests for, which is the Pigpin deck. We played it on Brawl a couple times.
Yep.
It totally demolished me. I mean, if y'all watched the video, you saw it.
It's so smooth.
Cardwell ran it, and it gets there with little piggies. Like, that's his point.
And that was the first time running it too, so it's like so smooth and simple to run this deck.
Yeah, so if you're just now getting into Force of Will, I would tell you this deck is actually relatively simple to learn. I mean, it's got a lot of things you got to pick up, but the overall idea of it's super simple. Play lots of dudes, give them swiftness, and swing.
Yep.
Relatively simple. But let's get into it. So it starts with Rerik, the ruler. He judgments for 3, 2 red and 1. He's going to energize a red. And
classic.
You can remove 2 strength counters from him, and you get to dig for 7 cards?
Yeah. Dig through a battle worth 5? 7.
5 cards.
Yes.
His backside's 7. So you dig for 5 cards, and you get a battle arts from those 5 cards to put in your hand if you have one. Sometimes you hit, sometimes you miss. It's just going to be part of it. But his main part he does on the front is you get to get X strength counters, where X is 10 minus X, where X is the number already on him. And then at the beginning of the game, he starts with 10 on him. So you automatically start the game with 10, which is awesome.
And whenever you just need to refresh him, you just tap him to get the 10, basically 10 counters.
He's super good in what he can do. He just does a lot for you.
Yes.
Just his ruler side alone does a lot for you. If he judgments, he can do even more.
Oh yeah.
Alright, when Kirik judgments, he turns into a 12-10 with precision. Pretty awesome.
Yeah, pretty good.
Just base stats, real good. He comes into play, and he has a come into play trigger, which is put X counters where X is 15 minus the number of strength counters on him. So let's say you have 10 on him, he gets 5 more.
Yeah.
He can remove 5 counters, and he can shoot a J/Resonator for 5 damage, which is pretty sweet. Just because you're like, hey, kill that thing, kill that thing, kill that thing, kill that thing.
Now, Kevin, if anyone doesn't know actually what Kerik can do, go ahead and tell us the little cute trick that he can do.
So his fun little trick is if he's empty on the front side, you can do judgment in response. You can tap him to put 10 counters on him.
Yeah.
Okay? So then he judgments with 10 on him. So then he comes into play, and on the backside he comes in rested, but his enters play triggers, and then in response you shoot those first 10 counters off for 5 damage to something and something. And then he comes in with 15 more. Yeah. So it's essentially 10 free damage. It used to be like, shoot that, shoot that.
You do like a mini board wipe, if anything.
Yeah, he's silly like that.
Or if they judgment first, then you can just kill their J roller real quick.
Yeah, he's real good at killing J's, so just make sure if he gets to judgment first that you know that your dude's probably going to die when you judgment.
Oh, yeah.
That's what Kirik does. But he does have a God's Art, and his God's Art is 1 red, remove 7 strength counters from him, and you look at the top 7. And when you do, you can just put a dragon from your... If there's a dragon in there, you put that in a field.
Yep.
And then he gets a +10/+10. So he becomes a 22-20, which is amazing.
Which is pretty good, yeah.
So I'm just going to be like, hey, you're dying. So you can do it offensively. I've done it defensively a couple times just to be like, don't kill Kerik. And it's amazing how much that puts a damper on what they're trying to do, just using it as a defense card.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be really fun, just coming with the new stuff too, because the new dragons come into play from your deck. They do silly things.
There's some pretty powerful ones too.
Yeah, so just be ready for Kirik to have new iterations with new dragons in them. That's really about it for him, for his J-Ruler side.
Alright, now to start off, of course, why it's called Pigpin, we're going to go through the piggies here.
Yep.
The first one, Hoelle Pig, just 1 red. He's a 4/3. You can banish this card and recover your ruler. Simple as that.
So good in so many iterations, because you're just like, get a stone. Oh, I have no strength counters. Banish him, untap, gets 10 strength counters.
Yeah,
simple. Why not? Thanks. Next up is Piggy, Hoelle's Great Hero Pig. So it's 2 mana 6/6, or sorry, 2 mana 5/7. And when he comes into play, you get 2 strength counters on your J ruler.
Simple as that.
Yeah. And you can remove 2 strength counters to give something swiftness. And you can remove 2 counters to give it flying.
Now playing in the brawls that we were just talking about, he's like the main best card in the whole deck, I feel like. He just helps you get there and destroy the opponent as fast as possible.
Yeah, he does so much for the deck just because you're like, give this thing swiftness, give this thing flying. Let's do some things.
Let's go. Let's swing on in.
Yeah.
All right, the next one, of course, Hoelle Pig Squadron. 3 red, so 3, he's an 8/8 swiftness, precision. Perfect combination of keywords. But he also has a lot of text, so let's get through it. When this card is put in the graveyard from the field, search your deck for a card named Hoelle Pig, so the little 1-drop here, and put it in the field. If you control Piggy, the whole champion here, you search your deck for any number of Hoelle Pigs in your deck and put them in the field. Anything that comes in the field this way gains swiftness. So, just really good.
Dude's really silly if he dies, because you're just like, I'm gonna replace it with a smaller pig, and if I have the hero pig, you get lots of little pigs.
Yeah, all the little pigs swinging, and that's a lot of 4 damage just out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's pretty silly. He can get really ridiculous, and having swiftness and precision just by itself is so good.
Yeah,
it's so strong. Next up, we're gonna move into the Dragonoids. So there's quite a few little Dragonoids in this, or actually there's only really one that we really care about.
Oh yeah.
And that's Pialle, the Flaming Fist. So 2 mana for a 5/5. She comes into play, you get 2 strength counters on your J, and you can remove a strength counter and give this card +2/+2, and you can awaken it for 2 red and 1, and when you awaken it, you go get a Piggy hero pig and put it into play. So essentially you could pay 5, play her, and go get a hero pig.
Oh yeah.
But really, you don't ever really need to do that because we have another card that is with Pialle, and we'll talk about that in a second.
Oh yeah. And for the pumping her up, you can only do it twice per turn, but that's a 9/9 for free, pretty much.
Yeah, I'll take a 9/9 all day. Like, it's 2 mana 9/9. Just
simple
great.
as that.
Because you're always gonna have the strength counters with Kerik because you can just put them on there for free, and she puts them on there herself. So
yeah,
it's just value town. Next up is the Flying Dragon of Mount Hoelle. 2 mana for a 4/7 flyer.
Yep.
And you can remove a strength counter from your J ruler. This card gets +5/+0 until the end of turn. Play this ability only once per turn.
Another 9 damage for 2.
Yeah, why not?
So, it seems good.
Yeah, because when one's not good enough, you need another one that has flying already.
Exactly. Good old evasion.
Fantastic. And the final card of the deck that's a creature or resonator is Ultra Dragon Shooting Star. Dude is silly.
Super good.
So 3 red for a 10/10 flyer. He's got barrier, blue, and black. Or when a resonator enters the field under your opponent's control without being played from your opponent's hand, this card deals 20 damage to it.
Yep, that's bounce effects, that's graveyard, recursion.
Yeah, anything that's like just that. Like putting things free into play, it takes 20. Thanks. And then if Ultra Dragon dies, you discard a card at random. Sure, it's a drawback, but it's really not that bad.
Exactly. Especially with Kerik, if you need a battle art, you can just go get another one.
Yeah, it's not terrible, but for 10/10 flyer that is protected from 2 colors, I'll take it all day.
For 3 red too.
Yeah, I'll take it all day.
All right, the spells, of course, they'll help out, as you hopefully saw through the brawl. Ground and Air Supremacy. 1 red. This card's ridiculous. It's a battle art. As an additional cost to play this card, remove 5 strength counters from your J ruler. Okay. Choose one. Search your deck for a card named Pialle and put it in the field, then shuffle your deck. Or this card deals 1000 damage to target J/resonator if you control Pialle, if it's on the field. So turn 1, you're immediately like, I have a 5/5 that can become a 9/5. Yeah. Just like that.
A 9/9.
Or a 9/9, yeah.
Yeah, so turn 1, you're just like, Ground Air Supremacy, go get a Pialle. Because it searches it up. You're just like, I need this dude in play.
And since technically you remove 5 strength counters, she gives you 2. So you're technically only removing 3.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
It's so silly.
It's extremely silly.
And if you have another one, you're just like, cool, that dude can take 10. Great.
That J ruler is dead. Like, for 1 red. It's insane.
The amount of value that Ground Air Supremacy gives is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's insane.
Talking about value, the next card is also value, and it's the Path We Part. It's one of my favorite cards of the sets.
It's so unique.
Yeah,
really.
It's a blue and a red quick cast. And if your ruler is Kirik, you pay a blue less for it. If your ruler is Shayla, you pay a red less for it. But we don't play Shayla, we play Kirik, so it literally is 1 red.
Just 1 red.
And it's 1 red, you either deal 6 damage to target Resonator/J, or you return a Resonator to its owner's hand.
Yeah.
So good to give red bounce. Because you're just like, hero pig, swing, bounce it, play it again, swing, do some things. Just because hero pig can give swiftness again and you get more strength counters, just
Or even Hoelle Pig 2, A8 with a precision, swiftness, kill a dude, bounce it, do that.
Yeah.
Or if they tempo out with a big creature, you're just like, well, put that back to your hand. Now I can swing in.
Yeah, you're like, slow down a little bit, put that dude back. I don't want to deal with it. It gives you so much value.
You just wasted all your turn.
Yeah, it kills everything you needed to kill, and it bounces what it can't kill. Awesome.
Awesome. Now the next spell, of course, it also has some value. It's called Heaven Sundering Dragon Palm. It is 1 red, quick cast. Choose one. If this card was awakened, which awakening, you remove 5 strength counters from Kerik, of course. Destroy target dragon. Deal 500 damage to a resonator or 400 damage to your opponent. So if you need to get some extra damage, kill some things, just anything at the moment, to be honest.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It does so much for you. Y'all didn't get to see it do a whole lot against the Time Spinning Witch or the other deck if we played it, but it's just, it does a lot against this deck itself, because you stop their Ultra Dragons and their Flying Dragons, and you get to stop Pialles from just running around completely free.
Yeah.
Because then they have to waste strength counters to save her.
To pump it up, yeah.
But otherwise, it's just a good card all around. Because you're just like, hey, take 1, or pay 1, take 4. Great.
Simple as that. End of turn, and then do it again and win.
Another Battle Arts we have in the deck is High Speed, and it's super good. It's 1 red for Remnant, so you can play it again from your graveyard. Target Resonator gets +2/+2 in Swiftness until the end of turn. And its awakening is remove 4 strength counters from your J Ruler. This card does 400 damage to your opponent. So you're just like, great. Ultra Dragon for 3. Pay 1 red. Play this. Remove some strength counters. You take 4. Ultra Dragon has swiftness. Take 10.
Yeah, 14 damage for 4 mana technically.
That's actually 16 damage because it gives a +2/+2. So you're just like, do some things. High Speed just makes the deck so much more over the top than it needs to be.
Yeah.
That it just gets you there. And the final Battle Arts of the deck that we both enjoy a whole lot, it happened to me, y'all saw it, is Power Spike. So 4 mana, as an additional cost to play this card, remove 5 strength counters from your J Ruler.
Simple as that.
This card deals 12 damage to target opponent.
Yep.
So you're just like, 4 mana, take 12. So I mean, essentially you're playing who gets you to less life now.
Yeah, exactly. As soon as you just rush in and throw all your stuff at them, and it's like, oh, next turn, just take 12. I win the game.
Yeah, pretty much instead of getting them to 0, you're only having to get them to 12.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, cool, kill you. And it's a Battle Arts, so you can dig for it with Kirik, which makes it so silly. Because as playing against a Kirik deck, you know that they're probably going to be able to get it, or that you know it's a card that they can get.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful of that when you're like, I'm in the danger zone right now.
Especially if they're at 12, you don't need a tap for stone, so you just search constantly, remove that, okay, tap it for all the strength counters, and then you have enough strength counters to shoot them in the face.
Yeah, it's silly. It's so silly just how good Power Spike can be in Kirik. We only run a couple of them just because it's not like super good, but you want it.
And it's high cost, 4 mana, but by the time you get them there, should be 4 stones.
It'll be fine. Speaking of stones, they're super easy.
Yeah.
So we got 4 Dragon Ores, which is, it counts as a fire stone and adds a red. And when this card enters the field, put 2 strength counters on your J Ruler. That's really its purpose, is to help you get strength counters. And then otherwise, we just run 6 basic redstones for new frontiers.
Yep.
That's it as far as the stones and the deck goes in the main board. I don't have a sideboard built for it yet because that's literally all about to change.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to build a sideboard just for not what it's going to be. Because this deck's going to change a lot with the new stuff that's coming out, with all those other dragons and other really good red cards that are just coming out. So we'll have a list on the deck list to be down below. We'll have it updated once a little bit later, once the set rotates and I find out what I'm going to put in it. I'll come back and update it. But otherwise, that's really it, guys. That's the deck. Hope you enjoyed it. Y'all have a wonderful night.
Goodbye.